Imagine a place where your very existence is a fight. A dusty, sun-baked landscape in South Africa, where whispers of injustice lingered in every breeze. This is where our story begins. Not with a whimper, but with a spark. The spark of a boy named Julius Malema, born on March 3rd, 1981, into a world grappling with the brutal final throes of apartheid. His mother, Flora, a domestic worker, raised him alone. A single parent striving against immense odds. Even as a mere child, Julius was no ordinary boy. At just 9 or 10 years old, while other children were lost in the innocent escapism of games, he was already drawn, irrevocably, to the pulse of the liberation struggle. He joined the Masupatsela, the trailblazers of the African National Congress, its youthful vanguard. His earliest political act, a seemingly small but profoundly symbolic gesture, was the defiant tearing down of apartheid's National Party posters from the very walls of his township. This act of youthful rebellion, committed by a boy who barely reached the signs, hinted at the unyielding titan he would one day become. He even dramatically claimed to have received military training at the tender age of 13. A controversial claim, yes, one that lacks corroborating witnesses, but it undeniably paints a vivid picture of a childhood deeply steeped in the fight against apartheid. A young mind, already hardened by the harsh realities of a nation at war with itself. What would become of a child who learned to fight and resist before he ever truly learned to play? His classroom wasn't merely a place for academic lessons. It rapidly transformed into a vibrant training ground for revolution. Julius joined the ANC Youth League in 1994, and his ascent through its ranks was astonishingly, almost impossibly fast. By 1997, he was already the provincial chairperson of the Congress of South African Students, or COSAS, in Limpopo. And by 2001, his influence had swelled, culminating in his election as the national president of COSAS. The dawn of democratic South Africa presented new challenges, and Julius Malema quickly rose to meet them. His ascent within the African National Congress Youth League, ANCYL, was meteoric, becoming president in April 2008. In this early phase, Malema was a fierce loyalist of then ANC President Jacob Zuma, famously declaring, "I would put my life on the line for Zuma." He passionately championed radical economic policies like the nationalization of mines and land expropriation without compensation, positioning himself as the voice of the dispossessed. Malema's unfiltered and often controversial statements began to clash with the ANC's discipline. Cracks appeared in March 2010 due to hurtful comments about a woman who accused Zuma of a crime, and again in September 2011 for singing Dubul Ibunu. These legal battles and his defiant stance signaled a shift, with the ANC slowly turning against him. By 2012, the once unbreakable bond with Zuma shattered, with Malema openly calling for his removal. The ANC viewed him as a disruptive force, leading to a barrage of disciplinary hearings. In April 2012, Malema was expelled from the ANC, a seismic event many declared the end of his political career. However, this was merely the beginning of a new revolution. In July 2013, he announced the formation of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, marked by their distinctive red berets and a militant call for radical economic liberation. Their audacious platform included land expropriation without compensation and nationalization of mines and banks. The EFF achieved a stunning breakthrough in the 2014 general election, securing 25 seats in the National Assembly. Malema's presence in Parliament was electric, marked by confrontational speeches and frequent ejections, often for challenging authority or confronting Zuma during the Nkandla scandal. He became a persistent voice against corruption. Beyond the public battles and parliamentary theatrics, Malema has endured intense, protracted personal infernos. In 2012, he was hit with devastating charges of fraud, money laundering, and racketeering, allegations that he consistently branded as politically motivated attempts to silence him. These legal battles hung over him like a dark, oppressive cloud for years. Though dismissed in 2015 due to prosecution delays, the accusations themselves lingered in the public consciousness, fueling skepticism. He has also faced relentless scrutiny over his personal finances, with critics highlighting his perceived expensive tastes as a stark contradiction to his populist message of economic justice for the poor. It's a tightrope he walks every single day between revolutionary zeal and accusations of personal indulgence. Today, Julius Malema stands at another critical juncture in his extraordinary, unpredictable political career. The EFF has undeniably grown, solidifying its position. Yet it has faced its own internal challenges, including the resignation of its two key members, Floyd Shivambu and Dr. Undlozi, as well as a dip in 2024, fueled by the rise of a new force, Umkhonto weSizwe Party. The political landscape of South Africa is in constant, rapid flux. The burning question echoes across the nation. Is he still relevant? Just recently, in May 2025, Malema once again demonstrated his extraordinary ability to command attention, even on the international stage. After his actions were discussed in a high-profile meeting between President Ramaphosa and the United States President, he leveraged the moment with characteristic audacity. He proudly declared, with a triumphant gleam in his eye, "The EFF is more powerful now." Everybody said the EFF is dead and irrelevant, only to find it being discussed in the highest offices. This defiant declaration, delivered with his signature swagger, speaks volumes about his enduring capacity to capture the spotlight, both at home and on the global stage. From the dusty, struggling streets of Limpopo, a place that undoubtedly forged his defiant spirit and radical ideology, to the hallowed, often tumultuous halls of Parliament, Julius Malema's life has been a relentless, often turbulent, and undeniably dramatic journey. He is a man who has consistently and fiercely challenged the status quo, inspired fervent devotion among his millions of followers, and provoked visceral, often furious outrage among his detractors. Love him or loathe him, one thing remains undeniably certain. The story of Julius Malema, the self-proclaimed commander-in-chief of the economic freedom fighters, is far from over. And in the unfolding, complex, and ever-evolving drama of South African politics, his powerful voice, his iconic red beret, and his unwavering, often confrontational pursuit of economic transformation will continue to echo, shaping national debates, forcing uncomfortable conversations, and perhaps even dictating the very future of a nation still grappling with its past. The next chapter, ladies and gentlemen, is still being written, and all eyes are watching.